How's it going, guys? My name is Zach with The Movie Castle, and today we're going to be taking a look at Monsters. This is Season 3, Episode 12, and this one's entitled A New Woman. It originally aired December 16th, 1990, was directed by Brian Thomas Jones, and stars Linda Thorson, Tom McDermott, Dan Butler, and features a special appearance from Mason Adams as the mysterious doctor character. And this is an episode that when I first saw what the pitch was, I was super excited for it. It's a Christmas episode of Monsters, but it's also like a reinvention of Charles Dickens' The Christmas Carol. That sounds great. I was super excited. I mean, reinventing The Christmas Carol has given us things like Scrooged, the Muppets version, and then like Spirited. There's some cool ideas to be had and like a monster spin on it. That should be awesome. Sadly though, this one came out pretty underwhelming. It's not terrible, it does have some moments, like the doctor character. He's really charismatic and gives a good performance. He's super cool. And when we do finally get to the ghost part of this, really cool ghost designs and a pretty fun sequence, but it does take us a while to get there. One of the big flaws with this is it is just pretty slow. The first two acts are primarily talking, cliched, greedy person needs to learn to be better, and you have to wait until right up at the end before we finally get to the interesting part, and I'm like, can we get this going a little bit faster? And also, the idea that it's a reinvention of the Christmas Carol, not necessarily super accurate. It's more like a condensing of the Christmas Carol. Yeah, do you expect a bunch of different and unique ghosts all serving their own function and adding something new to the story? No. Just one quick ghost sequence towards the end. Do we get to learn about this main character's character and do an in-depth character study and have her understand why her life needs to change? No, we barely know this person. Yeah, it's not really anything special. It's just something kind of like the Christmas Carol, but it just pops up and goes away so shockingly quick. And the thing is, it's not terrible. It's a kind of B-side Monsters episode. And, if you want something Christmassy and if you want something, like the Christmas Carol but different, there is some novelty here. But overall, this is just a shockingly generic Christmas story that goes a little bit too slow and doesn't really do anything that surprises me. Yeah, it's not the worst thing ever, but it really isn't that great, and I wish it was better. But I guess in order to analyze it further, I do want to talk a bit about the plot. I'm not going to be doing any major spoilers, but I do want to say my piece on a few plot points and break down and analyze a few things. I'll be avoiding the end, so I'll try not to ruin anything, but without further ado, let's dive in. We open up with actually a pretty good shot, one of those classic Monsters long atmospheric openings where we're panning over a Christmas tree and some decorations, and there's chipper Christmas music going, but when we pan away from the tree and see an old man dying, yeah, the music kinda stumbles a little bit, and it's a pretty good introduction shot. Well, we find out the old man was a really wealthy architect. He made several buildings and lots of money, and he has a wife who's clearly just there for the money. She's the greedy character that's going to be learning her lesson this episode, and we have the mysterious doctor. Hey, you're not her regular doctor. No. I'm here for his heart. I fear, though, that what's wrong with him may be beyond what normal medicine can reach. Yeah, this guy's dropping a bit of a clue, isn't he? Well, the guy's nephew comes in and says one of the newest projects is demolishing a homeless shelter and replacing it with a new modern building. And yes, this would make you a ton of money, but does my uncle really want one of his last actions on Earth to be knocking down a homeless shelter? Yeah, real jerk way to go out. And the uncle surprisingly wakes up. I say surprisingly because boy did he look gone. But he said, I had a vision of hands dragging me down to a cold abyss. How about you draft up some paperwork to keep that shelter there for a while? Upon hearing this, and when the nephew leaves, the woman starts to think, what if I accidentally unplugged him? If he died right now, I'd inherit everything and I'd get to do what I want. Well, she's caught by the doctor who gives her a warning, and and then we get a sequence that's blue and shot at a Dutch angle, and yeah, no, this kinda was giving me a headache, so yeah, I wasn't a huge fan of that choice, but it also lets you know that there's something up with this next sequence, and that kind of cues you in maybe more than you should. Granted, you kind of know there's going to be something up with this sequence, and after the doctor leaves and we get into Blue World, we do eventually get the interesting part of this episode. But yeah, we did go on for like, I think a solid 2 acts of just talking and understanding this shelter, and I'm like, this really could have been truncated to about half the time. It seemed like it took like forever. But in regards to her learning her lesson, and I'll try to keep this vague because I don't really want to spoil too much, but we didn't get to learn about her history. She's still just an Anthology horde jerk, but she learns to be better. But how? Well, like with Scrooge, when we learned about his past, when he got to relive his life, that taught him why he should be a better person. He learned it, and it legitimately changed him. And this bit might be a little bit of a spoiler. I mean, you kind of get the gist of what's going to happen, but I really have to say this. This time, it's more about her fear of death and ghost than actually trying to be better. It's not learning why you should be better, it's just being afraid of punishment, and that is not really a good lesson. It kind of just doesn't work with the Christmas Carol thing, you know? Overall, though, it's okay. Like I said, the doctor character, and then when we do see the ghost, it's fun, but it's just a few good elements in what's overall a shockingly generic and slow script. I really wish this was better because boy did this have potential. It's fine, but I guess if you want a Monsters Christmas episode, we gotta go all the way back to Glim Glim for a really good one, right? Anyway, to everyone who's watched so far, thank you for watching. To everyone who's liked and subscribed, thank you. You really are helping the channel out. I'll leave a relevant playlist on the bottom. This should be my Monsters playlist. If you guys want to see me talk about the past episodes, you should be able to find my reviews for them here. Anyway, have a good day. I'll see you guys again very, very soon. Relevant playlist here. Have a good day now.